Hello and welcome to the next edition of the HP Discover podcast series. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Interarbor Solutions, your host and moderator for this ongoing sponsored discussion on IT innovation and how it's making an impact on people's lives. Once again, we're focusing on how companies are adapting to the new style of IT to improve IT performance and deliver better user experiences as well as better business results. Our next innovation case study interview highlights how GoodData has created a BI as a service capability across multiple industries to allow users to take advantage of both big data performance as well as cloud efficiencies. To learn more, we're here with a panel. We're joined by Tomas Jarotka. He's the product manager of GoodData. Welcome, Tomas.
Hello, it's great to be here.
We're also here with Eamon O'Neill, the director of product management at HP Vertica. Welcome, Eamon.
Thanks, Dana.
And Karel Jakubets, he's the software engineer at GoodData. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Great to be here.
Let's start with you, Tomas. Tell us a bit about GoodData and why you've decided that the cloud model and data warehouses and BI as a service is the right fit for this marketplace.
Yes, GoodData was founded some 8 years ago, and from the beginning it's been developed as a cloud company. We provide software as a service, and we allow our customers to leverage their data and don't worry about hardware, software installations, and other stuff. We provide them great SLAs, and the experience is then seamless, and customers enjoy our product.
Right. So you can attach your data warehouse to any type of data, or are you focused on a certain kind, or how flexible and agile are your services?
Well, in fact, we provide a platform. The platform is very flexible, so it's possible to have any type of data inside GoodData, and you can analyze them even from marketing perspective, sales, manufacturing, any industry.
And so if I'm an enterprise and I want to do BI, why should I use your services rather than build my own data center? What's the advantage that your customers make this choice by?
First of all, our solution is cheaper. We have multi-tenant environment, so the customers effectively share the resources we provide them. And of course, we have some experience or knowledge of the industry, and this is very helpful when you are the beginner in the BI world.
So in order to make sure that your cloud-based services are as competitive and perhaps even much better in terms of speed, agility, and cost, then you need to have the right platform, the right architecture. Karel, what's been some of the top requirements you've had as you've gone about creating your services in the cloud?
Well, the top priority is to be able to scale, because the platform is not scale, it's not usable for us, and our customers are coming with bigger and bigger data, so we need to provide them the quality of service very good. So, the scalability is probably the most important thing.
Sure, and I've seen that you have something in the order of 40,000 customers. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Yeah, something like this.
And does the size and volume of the data for each of these vary incredibly, or are most of them using much larger? How diverse and how varied is the amount of data that you're dealing with customer by customer?
It really depends. A lot of customers, for example, uses Salesforce or services like this, so we can say that their data are somehow standardized, and we know these services very well, so we can deliver the solution in just a couple of days or weeks. Some of the customers are really harder. They use a lot of services from internet or internally, and we need to analyze all of the sources and combine them, and it's really hard work.
So in addition to scale and efficiency in terms of cost, you need to also be very adept at a variety of different connection capabilities, APIs, different data sets, native data, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. The agility in this sense is really crucial.
Well, cool. Now, how long have you been using Vertica, and how long have you been using BI through Vertica for a variety of these platform services?
We started working with Vertica last year, in the beginning of the last year. So we can say it's half an hour, half and a half, and 1.5 year, sorry. And started moving some of our customers with the largest projects, or data marts, to Vertica this year in spring.
What were some of the driving requirements for changing from where you were before?
The most important factor was performance. It's not a secret that we also have Postgres in our platform, and Postgres simply doesn't support big data. So we chose Vertica to have a solution that is scalable up to terabytes of data.
Well, as you know, of course, we're here at the Big Data Conference, and we're learning quite a bit more about Vertica and their roadmap. I'd like to check in with Eamon and hear a bit more about what some of the newer features are and what's creating excitement here at the event.
By far and away, the most excited session today was the one about the real-time personalized analytics. So this is going to allow GoodData to show a new kind of BI in the cloud. The feature particularly, it's a new feature we released a few weeks ago in our latest 7.1 release, and the feature is called Live Aggregate Projection. But the use of it is for telling you about what's going on in your electric smart meter, or that Fitbit you're wearing on your wrist, or even your your cell phone plan, or your personal finances. See, a few years ago, Vertica was blazing fast at telling you what are 1 million people doing right now and looking for patterns in that data. But it wasn't as fast at telling you about my data, right? So we've changed that. And with this new feature, Live Aggregate Projections, you can actually get blazing fast analytics on discrete data. That discrete data is data about one individual or one device. So it could be, if a cell phone company wants to do analytics on one particular cell phone tower or 1 meter. So that's very new. That's going to open up a whole new kind of dashboarding for GoodData in the cloud, because people are going to now get the sub-second response to see changes in their power consumption, or what was the longest phone call they made this week, or the shortest phone call they made today, or how often do they go over their data roaming charges, and get real-time alerts about these kind of things. So that was introduced this morning, and it was standing room only. They were showing some great stats from power meters from houses in Europe that were fed into Vertica, and they showed queries that last year were taking Vertica 1.5 seconds are now taking 0.2 seconds. So they were looking at 25 million meters in the space of a few minutes. So I think this is going to open up a whole new kind of dashboards for GoodData and new kinds of customers.
Tomas, does this sound like something your customers are interested in, maybe retail? The Internet of Things is also becoming prominent, machine-to-machine data interactions. How do you view what we've just heard Eamon describe? How interesting is this?
Sounds really well. I would say real-time or near real-time analytics is becoming more and more important topic. So we hear it also from our customers. So we should definitely think about this feature, or how to implement it or integrate it into the platform.
Any thoughts, Karel?
Yeah, once we introduce Vertica 7.1 to our platform, it will be definitely one of the first features we will try to use, because we use some quite complex caching mechanism with our extensive analytics engine, which does not work such well as with Vertica, as with Postgres. And I hope this will be the feature we need.
So it's interesting, as HP Vertica comes out with new features, that's something that you can productize, if you will, take out to the market, and then find new needs that you could then take back to Vertica. So is there a feedback loop? Do you feel like this is a partnership where you're displaying your knowledge from the market that helps them technically create new requirements?
Yeah, definitely. It's a partnership. Yeah, it's a complex circle. Well, yeah, there's a new feature and feedback, and yeah, the reaction to the feedback is probably another feature. And it's great to be here on this conference, because the feedback is very, very short, very, very fast.
But it happens at a deeper level too, not just meeting at this conference. I mean, Karel's coworkers flew over from Brno to our office in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and hung out for a couple days exchanging design ideas. So we learned from them as well. They had done some things around multi-tenancy where they were ahead of us, and they were able to tell us how Vertica performed when they put extra schemas on a catalog. So we learned from that, and we could give them advice about it. But there's engineer-to-engineer exchanges happen pretty often in the conference rooms.
Eamon, were there any other specific features that are popping out, in terms of interest or this feedback loop here at the event?
Yeah, definitely our SQL on Hadoop enhancements. So for a couple of years now, we've been enabling people to do BI on top of Hadoop. We had various connectors, but we've made it even faster and cheaper now, because in this most 7.1 release, most recent release, you can now install Vertica on your Hadoop cluster. So you no longer have to maintain dedicated hardware for Vertica, and you don't have to be making copies of the data. So the message is that you can now analyze your data where it is and as it is, without converting from the Hadoop format or Hadoop location. So that's going to save companies a lot of money, and it's now what we've done is we've brought the most sophisticated SQL on Hadoop to people without duplication of data.
And Tomas, Hadoop, how does that factor into your future plans?
We employ Hadoop in our platform. It runs some ETL scripts, but we use it in a traditional form of MapReduce jobs and so on. And I would say this is really costly and inefficient, because it takes some time to develop it and debug it and so on. So we may think about using Vertica directly with Hadoop, and this would dramatically decrease the time to deliver to the customer, and also the running time of the scripts.
Great. Eamon, any other issues that come to mind in terms of prominence among developers here?
Yeah, I spent the couple days before the conference, we had our customer advisory board where I got to ask them about those pains, and security came to the forefront again and again. So they love our new release has new features around data access control. So we now make it easy for them to say that, for example, Karel can access all the columns in a table, but I can only access a subset of them. So previously the developers could do this with Vertica, but they had to maintain SQL views, and they didn't like that. So now it's done centrally in our administration. So they like the data access control improvements, but they're saying just keep it up. They want more encryption at rest, and they want more integration, particularly stress that they want integration with the security policies in their other applications outside the database. So they don't want to be having to maintain security in 15 places. They like Vertica to help them pull that together.
Cool. Thoughts about security, governance, and granularity of access control?
As we are a SaaS company, the security is number one for us. So that's it. And of course, so far we have some solutions that are that works for us, and but I would say these solutions are quite complex. So maybe we can discover new features from Vertica and use that feature.
Any thoughts about the role screen?
Any simplification of security is a good thing. The encryption at rest is something we must have, and we already have, but if it is supported by Vertica directly, it's great. I didn't know that before, so good news, and I hope it will be useful for us.
Well, very good. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. We've been hearing how Good Data, based in San Francisco, which to me really sounds like a BI service provider, sort of the litmus test for how a platform should behave in the market, both in terms of performance as well as economics. They've been telling us their story as well as their interest in the latest version of HP Vertica. So a big thank you to our guests. We've been here with Tomas Jirotka, the product manager at Good Data. Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you, Lou.
And Eamon O'Neill, Director of Product Management at HP Vertica. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dana.
And Karel Jakubets, the software engineer at Good Data. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure for me.
And also a big thank you to our audience for joining us for this special new style of IT discussion. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Inter Arbor Solutions, your host for this ongoing series of HP-sponsored discussions. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to come back next time.